Okay, it looks like we're recording. And this is a Lost Civilizations in Adams County episode. And what you're looking at here is a website, WION News. And that is a limestone sphere. Now, the reason that limestone sphere is important and what makes that news article newsworthy is the archaeologists have decided that may be one of the first limestone spheres, might be one of the first things made by early man for the sake of making something symbolic. And by early man, they say 1.4 million years ago. Now this archaeological site, see if I can find it on here, it's like, I think it's Ubediya is how I would pronounce it. It's Ubeidiya, Ubediya. And it's just off the south end of the Sea of Galilee in Israel. And they have found 150 of these limestone spheres. And apparently they changed over time, and through their scientific expertise, they decided that they were simply trying to make a spheroid. They were trying to make a ball. Now, the reason that I'm showing you that news article is because of this, which is a limestone sphere. And I hope that you can see this well enough in the light. It weighs, I'd say, 7 or 8 pounds, maybe 10. And the thing about it is it has fine pecking all over it. Somebody very lovingly tried to make this as round and as spherical as they could. It's about the size of a muskmelon. And I thought it seemed very similar to the one that they have there. Now, I don't think that theirs has a plow mark in it, but ours does. It's from a plow or a disc, because this one was discovered in a cornfield about 2 miles from here, or 3, by a dear friend of mine. He told me about it in 2017, but the article is dated September 9, 2023. So I just saw this article about a month ago. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is because of a couple of, well, more than a couple. I'm just going to read a couple of writings from a little-known mystical Eastern faith that has a lot to say about lost civilizations, E.T., and Sasquatch. And what they have to say is things like this. We cannot say then that there was a time when man was not. At most we can say there was a time when this earth did not exist, and that at the beginning man was not present upon it. There's a lot to unpack there, but they just said that mankind predates earth. Elsewhere in these writings, I think I have figured out that humanity is a subset of mankind, because it says something along the lines of, metaphorically speaking, in a universe that is eternal, the first of all things created was the mind, and it was ever to be revealed in the temple of man. Now, man, like I say, includes humans, but it also includes more than that because of other things I've found in these writings elsewhere. Now, the lost civilizations aspect of this, why would a limestone ball in Adams County have anything to do with limestone spheres found in Israel? There's another quote that goes like this. When a cycle comes to a close, a new one is inaugurated, and the previous cycle, on account of the momentous events which transpire, vanishes so entirely from memory as to leave behind no record or trace. Life on this earth is very ancient, not 1 or 200,000 or even 1 or 2 million years old. It is ancient indeed, and the records and traces of ancient times have been entirely obliterated. Each of the manifestations of God has likewise a cycle wherein his religion and his law are in full force and effect. When his cycle is ended, through the advent of a new manifestation, a new cycle begins. So that is saying there have been cycles going back a very long time, and elsewhere in some of the other episodes that I've put on this YouTube channel and the articles that I've written for the MUFON Journal, I lay that all out in greater detail, which I'm not going to go into here. I am going to click on, this is my little library on the hill that I mention in the writings. This is actually the archives building of this faith, but their library is in the same location. And so if you want to, vet any of the things that I say in these articles or these episodes, you can go to, and I'll put both of these links in the notes. It's just bahai.org/library. There's no login, there's no password. All of the writings in this belong to you already. They're a gift to mankind, they say. And if you just type in cycles like I did and hit enter, all of these things come up, and then you just click on one. See, there's one that says universal, doesn't matter. We click on one, then you get it in its natural habitat with all of the other things going on around it. So if you feel like researching this stuff yourself, that's where you can go. And I'll have that in the notes as well. So what do we know about limestone spheres here? Well, we know that we found one in a cornfield in Adams County, Illinois, on or about 2017. And that if you just wanted a round stone in Adams County, you could go get a geode out of McCraney Creek or some of the other creeks and have a round stone already. But somebody thought it was necessary to make this one with all of the little work that it takes to chip it and peck it and get it round. I doubt, given what I know of European immigrants and settlers and my ancestors who have been here since the 1840s and all that stuff, they didn't bring these with them. It's probably First Nations. How far back? No one knows. You can't really date it since it was found in a cornfield. Stones work to the top. It may have been deeper. But my point is, they have found these that are over 1 million years old in Israel, and they're suggesting that they are at other sites in Africa, which are probably also around 1 million or 1.4 million years old. The fact that we have found one in Adams County shows that this is a global thing. You found them on 2 other continents now, Africa and the Middle East. It's kind of next to Africa. And we found them here. And there are big ones in Costa Rica, the size of a Volkswagen. But I don't think anybody knew that they were in western Illinois. And so we don't know who made it. We don't know when it was made. But at some point, somebody will find one in its natural setting. They will dig one up in a way that is datable. And then we'll know more, because with this thing, thereby hangs a tale. So when it comes to the limestone spheres, Adams County is in that story somehow. And over time, somewhere along the line, now that we know they're here, at least you and I know they're here. I don't know how many other people know they're here or not. But if somebody finds one of these and knows what they're looking at, then they might be able to date one and we would get more information. So that's what this channel is kind of about. And if you thought this was interesting, check out the other episodes, because I may not be the most interesting speaker, but I think I'm not really giving my opinion. I'm showing you what I found, either in the writings or on the land, and then you can make up your own mind what you think about that. Thanks for being here. I'm going to have another show and tell, I think, for the next episode. I've got to figure out how to set it up. And so thanks for looking in. I'll give you one more shot of a million-year-old limestone sphere. It looks like that. And ours looks like this. And this will be on its way back to my friend who found it for safekeeping. And thanks for taking a look. I'll see you next time.